Please be seated. Page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, and the mystery of a withered leaf, unripened fruit so fair, and the freedom to see, bless you, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. On the facing page.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברי חירותי וימליך מלכותי וחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
Please rise if you're able to for the Baruch. Continue on page 30 in the Hebrew. Please remain standing if you're able to. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim v'chochma poteach she'arim uvitvuna mishanei itim umechalif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim V'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono, Orei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, uma'avdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Continuing on with the reading from the screen, A Prayer for My Sons by Elaine Feinstein. Forgive me, bright suns, if I have hobbled you, put my fear into you. I will suck it out with my lips. Spit it out. Look, I will stop hiding. See without dreaming, take the nag of that into my spirit. Live without miracles, humbly. I want you to puzzle this planet out, this brown planet, so you can move with your eyes open, without lying. Please be free of me. You will lose nothing. The dark trees will be there at the garden's end, for you still, and many songs. The Shema is on page 34.
Shema
Please be seated on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
On page 37, below the line, Abaye said, spread the love of God through your actions. If you yourself study and help others to do so, if your business activities are decent and trustworthy, what will people say? Have you seen the behavior of the one who studies Torah? How beautiful! What a fine person. Thus Isaiah taught, you are my servant Israel, I will be glorified through you. Our song for freedom, Mi Chamocha, is on page 40. Page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 44.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם.
Continue on page 46 with the Amidah. If you're able to rise, please do so.
Adonai, sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Libnei B'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Abraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al geburot, umidol melech, melech meimit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lahachayot ha'kol, Baruch ata Adonai, mechayeh ha'kol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukroshim b'chol yom yehallelucha selah. Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh.
Please be seated. Page 55. Below the line. The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of things in space. On Shabbat we try to become attuned to the holiness of time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Page 59. We can join together at the bottom. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Page 63. We reach for you, our God, from our quiet places. May we stand still or sit still for a brief moment and listen to the rain. Stand still for a brief moment and watch the play of sunlight and shadow on the leaves. For a brief moment, listen to the world. Let us stop the wheels of every day to be aware of Shabbat. Find the stillness of a sanctuary which the soul cherished. Renew the covenant of an ancient people. We need a quiet space to test the balance of our days, the weight of our own deeds against the heaviness of the world's demands. The balance is precarious. Steady us with faith. Quiet places and stillness, where we will hear our own best impulses speak. Quiet places and stillness, from which we will reach out to each other. We will find strength in silence, and with this strength, we will turn again to your service. We'll take time for internal prayer and silent reflection.
As Rabbi mentioned, we have the generations in our Torah portion this week in Toldot. And so from generation to generation, Lador Vador. We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. Ledor vador nagid God lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. Ledor vador nagid God lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador these lips will praise your name. Ledor vador nagid God lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador these lips will praise your name.
The story of the Jewish people is intertwined with Morocco. The Jews were actually indigenous to Morocco, even though it is an Islamic country with Arabic as its main language and a monarchy. The Jewish population once thrived in Morocco. The country itself is similar to Jordan, the UAE, and Syria. It's a combination of Arabic, Berber, and indigenous people, and French cultures. The Berbers are descendants of pre-African times and distinct from Arab and Muslim populations. In the time of King Solomon, when the Second Temple was destroyed, the Jews arrived with the Phoenicians, and they set up these trade centers around North Africa. And they were welcomed by the Sultan because of the trade of silver, leather, and salt. And they joined the Berbers, making the Berber population with Jews to be 175,000 people. And in 1492, another wave of Jews came from Spain due to the Spanish Inquisition. And before 1948, before the establishment of Israel, Morocco was home to 315,000 Jews. Now there are only 2,100. Because there was no notion of Palestine anymore after 1948, Moroccan Jews felt it important to move to Israel. Moroccan and Jewish culture are entrenched in each other. When we were touring the country, we saw Jewish stars used in the art, an inclusion of the Jewish calendar in newspapers, and overall respect for the Jewish people, with an underlying desire to preserve and restore the Jewish community. At one point in time, the Moroccan flag had a 6-pointed star on it, but when the French took over in the 1900s, the star was changed to a 5-point star, like we see in much of Muslim culture today. The Jewish quarters were next to the king's palaces in each city, and the king stands up for Jews in several situations. And so on a scale of 1 to 10, anti-Semitism in Morocco is about a 2. Yet most Jews don't feel comfortable wearing kippot on the street. And so there are separate spheres, but there's also a mood of respect between the peoples in Morocco. As I mentioned, the Jewish population has reduced significantly since 1948 and 1967, with some cities only having one Jewish person left, like in the city of Rabat. The large number of Jewish graves and cemeteries tells us of just how large the population once was. In Morocco, cemeteries are referred to as places where our dead are still alive. Because the Jewish population is so small, Moroccan Jews lift up their ancestors and all they created for them in the country. They make sure to keep memories of their dead alive as a guide for their declining community. It is thought that history breathes beneath each stone, and it is tradition to tell one's life story on one's grave. Some of the names may have faded from the stones, but each person is resting in peace. This theme is also seen in a synagogue in Essaouira, one of the port towns between Casablanca and Marrakesh. Beit Dakaria is known as the House of Moroccan Jewish Memory. The synagogue is no longer used. It remains a part of the legacy of Moroccan Jewish history. But it's not considered to be dead or entrenched in history. It is still very much an alive history, as the building is used to learn about Moroccan Jewry in the past, present, and future. This theme of a living history is also seen in the current king's desire to maintain and restore the Jewish quarter and synagogues throughout Morocco. The Jewish quarters were once thriving communities. They are still thriving communities, they're just not Jewish. But there is a desire to acknowledge the history of these areas of the country. Instead of having eternal lights in synagogues, there are memorial lamps to keep the dead alive while they pray. It is a message that we are a living memory of these communities. And so the Moroccan Jewry is being honored, revitalized, and preserved, a rare experience to witness. The Mamouna Association, an NGO, was started 18 years ago to have Muslims reach out to Moroccan Jews. The hope is to promote and preserve Moroccan Jewish heritage. For example, they established the only Holocaust museum in the Arab world. And they made Moroccan Jewish Heritage Days to help Muslims meet Jews with lots of food, songs, and exhibits. The Jewish leaders of Morocco that we met with are living in the present moment and are not thinking about the future as their population is declining. It's a Judaism that may not be there in the future, but there is such pride in their current Judaism. And so you might wonder, how will the population continue? Every community in Morocco has declined, and the remains have been preserved with care. While in Morocco, it was as if we were exploring a Jewish museum, literally and figuratively. For example, we visited the only Jewish museum in the Arab world, which was full of arks, bimas, and Judaica from various abandoned synagogues. But this is not unique to Morocco. There are several communities in the more rural Midwest and American South of this country that are declining and will soon be inscribed in the Encyclopedia of Jewish History. When I was in rabbinical school, I used to visit this congregation in Parkersburg, West Virginia. It didn't have a building, and the yahrzeit boards were kept in a congregant's kitchen. I think about the upcoming closure of the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute Cincinnati campus, leaving all the student pulpits in the rural Midwest abandoned. In our own community, the cemetery in Gratiot is falling apart, and it needs the care that has been put on these Moroccan communities to preserve them. We need to remember that it is not just up to us to keep Judaism alive, but we also need to wonder, how do we encourage others to help and our own people to realize the need to preserve and grow Jewish heritage? Our Torah portion is one of deception, as we see Jacob and Rebekah taking advantage of Esau and Isaac to ensure that Jacob receives the birthright. Once Rebekah conceives, she is told, "There are 2 nations in your womb, 2 separate peoples shall issue from your body." And this prophecy of division leads to much negativity. And we see Jacob taking advantage of Esau, using lentil soup and bribery to steal the birthright. Once the blessings are bestowed, Esau resents Jacob and wants to kill him. And Rebekah sends Jacob to Laban, her brother, saying, "Let me not lose you both in one day." But I want to focus on something positive from this situation, if it's able to be found, that Jacob was striving to carry out the religious heritage of his fathers. Instead of focusing on the deception between the brothers and all the members of the family. The division of Jacob and Esau leads to a lot of negativity, But it could also be motivation for the need for two different peoples to come together and preserve each other. Let us not lose the respectful relationship between the Muslims, Arabs, and Jews in Morocco. And perhaps to carry out this Moroccan paradigm of helping preserve the Jewish community and bringing opposing peoples together to do so, we can focus on the character of Isaac. Isaac didn't do much in the Torah, he's pretty passive, but he works to preserve their tradition. He holds on to it when he receives it, and is very loyal to Judaism. He kept the chain that was handed to him, and the tradition did not break with him. He wanted to bless both of his sons. He made sure to give one to Esau, even though he gave the original birthright blessing to Jacob. Furthermore, Isaac helped the Philistines craft a historic agreement. With Phicol, the chief of the troops, he said to Isaac, "Let there be a sworn treaty between our two parties. Between you and us, let us make a pact with you that you will not do us harm, just as we have always dealt kindly with you and sent you away in peace." That's a great example to lean on. Our Torah portion, Toldot, literally means generations, encouraging us to wonder how to pass our tradition from generation to generation. Even if we live in this large Jewish community with a large population, Jews are still a minority in this country, making up only 2% of the country and 0.2% of the world. 0.02% of the world. Our relationships with other people, for example, the Muslim and the Arab communities, don't give me a lot of hope that these populations will one day work to preserve our Jewish future. But perhaps it's important to think about a change in our attitudes. Instead of only focusing on either our past, present, or future, we need to think about how all of those time periods can ensure a Jewish future. We need to light our Moroccan memorial lamps in the present to remember those that came before us, ensure that they will be remembered in future communities. May we find a way to preserve our people while reaching out to other peoples to help. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I want to offer a prayer for Israel, page 259. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. And together we say, Amen. When we think of those in our community who are in need of healing, those closer to us, today we are lifting up Nina Chudnoff, Joe Crane, Abra Doranit Bat Aviva, Leslie Magidson, Marcia Person, David Ray, Carol Abinovowitz, Brenda Saperstein, Marcia Silverman, Ellen Sullivan, Stuart Trosch, Mark Wilner, Henry Wormser, Jackie Zamek, and Judy Zimmerman. If you have any names to add or correct, I encourage you to do so. Sorry. We hold these names in our hearts, offer them a blessing of healing. Page 253.
Bless the ones before us.
hope we can all receive healing. The Elena is on page 282. Please rise if you're able to.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gidula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו 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 אחד.
Please be seated. Page 293. Yizkor, we remember. Remember our people who suffered and died so that we could be free and secure. May their memory be more than a distant shadow. For their dreams left unfulfilled and lives taken too soon, we remember. Remember our brothers and sisters whose sacrifice kept the dream of democracy and justice alive. May their courage be our inspiration and strength. For life cut short and vision unrealized, we remember. Remember the fallen of our armed services, the victims of terror and tragedy. May the darkness of their loss not obscure the light of peace. They were in love with our land and in love with life. For the agony, the tears, the mothers and the fathers, for the children who were and for the children yet to be, we remember. We think of those who have passed away in recent days and weeks. Today we are remembering Howard Goffstein and Rosalie Oventhal Linksman. We think of those who have passed away in this season and years past. Today we are remembering Ruby Gertrude Church, Dorothy Marilyn Eichenhorn, Bernice Graff, Harold Isidore Immerman, Bessie Napo, Udis Leopold, Martin Malter, Morris Rosenthal, Rebecca Rosen, Harry Siegel, Louis Siegel, Vivian Simon, Samuel Slavkin, and Sonia Strom. If you have any names to add or correct, I encourage you to do so.
Robert Bedoin.
We hold all these names in our hearts and offer the Mourner's Kaddish together on page 294. Please rise if you're able to. Yitzkadal v'yitzkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala ubizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam ulamei almaya, yitzbarach v'yishabach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitzramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha, barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom.
Please be seated. Gary has announcements. Thank you so much.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our ushers and to our streamer. For Thanksgiving weekend, we will be open for half a day on Wednesday, the 26th, close on Thanksgiving Day, and close on Friday, November 28th. There will be Shabbat services on Thanksgiving weekend. If you'd like to play Mahjong on December 2nd, join the drop-in Mahjong. You should bring friends to guarantee a game. This takes place every Tuesday afternoon at 1:30 in the social hall. Wednesday, December 3rd at 7, join the Sisterhood for part 2 of the Women's Self-Defense Awareness Program with Captain Jennifer Miles of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Join us for personal protection and awareness training. Join Rabbi Shribman to learn about Musar and how to incorporate Jewish values into our everyday life. Musar is a Jewish spiritual practice that gives concrete instructions on how to live a meaningful and ethical life. Each class is independent of the others, so one doesn't have to attend all three. Be sure to bring a notebook to class. This will take place on Thursday, December 4th, 11th, and 18th at 6 p.m. I'm assuming that will be here.
It's 6:30.
Okay, possibly 6:30. Call the office for details, and it will be here at the synagogue.
Yes.
Okay. Following our Shabbat services on Friday, December 5th, join us for our first Friday Shabbat dinner at Recipes Restaurant on Haggerty Road at 7:30. All are welcome, but please RSVP to Cynthia Katz by November 30th if you'd like to attend. It's a very small restaurant, so they do need a head count in advance. And join us on Sunday, December 7th at 10:30 a.m. for our next Bagels and Basics. Daphne Godot, daughter of B'nai Israel's Sharon Godot Goldman, will speak about invasive species. This is sponsored by the TKA-BI Joint Programming Committee and our Social Action Committee. Following the program at 12 p.m., we will have a special ceremony to reinstall the mezuzah on the new front doors that are in the process of being installed. Come and see the new doors and take part in that beautiful ritual. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Gary. We'll do some Kiddush and Motzi on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher litziad Mitzrayim Ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'te'avon. Our closing song is Adon Olam on page 321. 321. But not in that key. We're going to do it in this key. That's a little low. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yisir nivra le'eg na'asa b'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kechlot hakol kosi beyom ekra, benad kosi beyom ekra, beyado afkid ruchi, be'et ishan be'aira, be'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li velo ira, Adonai li velo ira.
May you feel whole, knowing you are enough. May you feel confident, knowing you are prepared. May you feel calm, knowing the storm will pass. And may you feel at peace, knowing you are loved. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Please join us for Oneg in the social hall.
We didn't turn the fan on.
That's why.
I thought about during the verses.